Jay Leno says goodbye, leaves. I've said this before. I've sworn to myself for years that I would never cry on TV or radio, and I watched last night, and I'm not a crying guy, and tears were just welling up watching this thing last night. I have enjoyed watching Jay Leno all these many years, and, you know, when he started describing how blessed he feels at his job, and I've met astronauts and actors and actresses and presidents, I'm thinking, that's how I feel about my job. I mean, and how blessed you feel, and what an honor it is. And he knows that it's the people that he works with, and he knows that it's the audience that makes it happen. He gets it. He was fired. You got to understand something, how TV works here, and how a lot of radio works. I know my friend Scott Shannon today has retired from WPLJ. He has made that station what it is. He founded Morning Zoo Radio. And knowing the backstory, or at least putting it together in my own mind, it is infuriating to me that he's not going to be there Monday morning. And it's the same thing with Leno. It really is. Scott Shannon's known for creating Morning Zoo Radio. Jay Leno here's the difference. You've got these dumb owners in radio and TV. You've got these dumb managers. They are clueless about the connection a talent has with their audience. They do not get it. I mean, you've got radio companies gutting and splitting and cutting. I mean, all the things that used to be done to make radio big and successful. So many companies, so many people are not doing anymore. And it's very frustrating. And they do it for a quick buck. And they end up killing the goose that lays the golden egg. And there are great companies like Cox. And one of the reasons I'm with Premier Radio is for this very reason. It is, it's just sad because I imagine in my own mind, here's Jay Leno, number one in every demographic. He's doing everything you want him to do. And you get some smart aleck, dumb, stupid manager, vice president, president, whatever, sitting in a room in New York, probably, or Los Angeles. And the only world they know is New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the Washington Correspondents' Dinner in D.C. When's the last time they've been to Cincinnati, Ohio? Indianapolis? When have they been to Wisconsin? When have they been to Grand Rapids? When have they been to Jacksonville? When have they been to Birmingham? When have they been to Atlanta? When have they been to Tulsa? When have they been to Dallas or Houston or Austin or Midland? When have they been to Phoenix, Tucson? When have they been to Salt Lake? Or when have they been to Idaho? Have they ever been to Idaho? Do they even know Idaho exists? So you have these suits, and they sit up there. Well, Jay Leno's getting old now, and, this is young, new whippersnapper. He's really hip, really cool, and I think this is going to be great. Now, I don't know what the jury... I do think Fallon is talented. I do. And he can do things that Jay cannot do. He can sing. And I don't think he's stupid. But there's one thing that Jay Leno had that none of these other guys had. He connected with the middle of the country. And that's what made him successful. I say this because Jay gave us, he's been pretty blunt. He's been fired now the third time, or the second time. He didn't want it to happen a third time. And he doesn't want to leave, but he says he understands it. He's just saying that he's being gracious while he's being shown the door. Now, there are some great people in radio and TV, and in the course of my life, I've run into many of them. I won't name names. I won't criticize the people that I disagree with. But there is this growing mentality, I can tell you, in media, that you've got guys sitting in offices in New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and I'm just telling you, they think they know better, and they have no clue about what people in 48 other states think about and how they live their lives and what their daily lives are really like. That is the secret of Jay's success. It's infuriating. Did you tear up? I teared up last night. I really did. It is. Now look, I don't know what the future holds for him. His day would have come one way or the other. Jay wasn't going to go on forever, but he certainly didn't go out on his own terms here. It was certainly forced out. And my guess is that this decision was likely made by one of these dumb bureaucrats, suits, that thinks that they know better as they sit and dine at Nobu's. What's the name of those? What's the name of some of these restaurants these people go to, Linda? You know, I have no idea.
Well, it's definitely not Nobu's. It's Nobu.
Nobu.
That's the fancy sushi place.
And they probably vacation in the Hamptons, right? You know exactly who I'm talking about. You know exactly the type of person I'm talking about.
I know exactly who
And you know
you're
what
talking
happens with a lot of these guys? They end up driving their companies into like near bankruptcy, and they pocket millions on the way out with their golden parachutes. And the hell with any investor that puts, money into these companies. Donna, Frederick, Maryland, next on the Sean Hannity Show. How are you, Donna? What's going on?
Hi, Sean. I just wanted to say I thought Jay Leno was a class act the other night.
I have no insight into what Jay's future plans are. I don't know. I do know that he probably could go anywhere that he wants to go. The only thing I did read that I thought would be really dumb is if he went to CNN. That would be pretty dumb. But it was just sad. I was, because I know what goes on. I've dealt with too many dumb people in this industry. They think they know better what the country's like, and they sit in their little rooms and they move their little Monopoly pieces around on a chessboard, or the chess pieces on a chessboard, and they think they know better than what people actually want. And the people were voting every night by making him the number one show in that slot. And they think they know better than people. This is what's wrong with these arrogant owners in some cases, managers in other cases, and people that really are out of touch with mainstream America.
That's so true. And you know what the irony here is? They're cutting off their nose to spite their face by removing him from their lousy, network anyway. That's a big loss, but yet, they're so fixed on their crazy ideology, they're going to bounce the one person out that's helping them out. So, it'll be interesting to see where it all ends up.
I'll tell you, I've seen an acceleration with this, especially in the radio industry, especially there, as cost cutting. I mean, some of the best and brightest managers and program directors have lost their jobs needlessly, and the results for even some of the big heritage stations in radio have been devastating. But yet they overpay for these stations, and you got a bunch of accountants and bean counters, and they're out there and they're figuring how to save every last penny, and they don't understand that people are loyal to talent. They're getting rid of talent because it costs them money, and then the ratings go down, then the money dries up. And then all these guys end up going bankrupt, and they're scratching their heads. But as they go bankrupt, it's not them that are going to suffer. It'll be the poor sucker that was stupid enough to invest in their companies that are going to end up going broke. Anyway, appreciate it, Donna. God bless you. You're the best.